finally submarines actually going to get some huge changes, and these are going to be nerfed, by the way. And I'm going to be explaining each and everything, what are these nerfs. And also let me show you one more thing. If you look at the Venezia and Hindenburg, they are actually going to get depth charge airstrikes. So finally, no more depth charges that you really hate and you cannot do anything against submarines. Prinz Eugen and Admiral Schroeder are also going to get something like that. And also, the amazing thing about this change is, well, Venezia and Yodo lines as well as upcoming Commonwealth line will have Submarine Surveillance Consumable. That's right. That consumable that usually gets in submarine, now you will be able to see in cruisers. And also the amazing thing is that the Ohio Thunderer John Bart, as well as, if I show you something really good, Musashi and Massachusetts getting ASW increased range. So no more problem of bad ASW range and that submarine that is constantly trying to ping you and kill you to death. That's not going to happen. And I'm going to be explaining what are these changes. So let's talk about it. So first of all, what I wanted to talk about is there is going to be changes to Venezia and Hindenburg, as well as some premiums like Prinz Eugen and Admiral Schroeder that will going to receive airstrike depth charge. What that means is now no more problems that you currently face when there is a submarine that is pinging you from the range and you cannot be able to do anything because, well, you don't have depth charge airstrikes. So finally, these lines are going to get this thing, which is really, really good. And I really like this change, to be honest. And obviously, this thing is like pending for a long time. Like it was really pending. And finally, we're going to get this change. That is really good. Also, if you look at the Tier 5 and Tier 8 battleships now, well, they have less ASW range. But with this change in the 13.1 update, well, now you're finally going to get increased range. And let me show you what was or what is going to be that range. Now, Tier 5 battleship has now 8 km instead of 6 km. Tier 6, 8 km. Tier 7 is also going to have 9 km. And the rest of the battleship line is going to have the same ASW range. And at least this will give a lot much more, versatility and utility against submarines for this tier battleships that I can able to show you, like highlighting them. So this is really, really good. All the other things are basically the same, so no more issues, but they're going to have less reload time, which is great. And let me show you something about the Julius Caesare, Massachusetts and Musashi. Now, for some reason, they said that they're not going to change anything about the ASW parameters for these ships. For some reason, well, Massachusetts and Musashi going to get increased range. So they used to have 5 km. Let me show you. So if you look at the Musashi has 5 km maximum distance. John Bart as well as Massachusetts also have 5 km. Julius Caesare have 4 km, and with this massive change, Julius Caesare retains the same 4 km, but Massachusetts and Musashi will have increased range, and 2 km increased range is also like really, really good. Honestly, this will help a lot. And I mean, I'm sure that people love these rare ships, and getting this buff is so much better to fight against submarines that are just so much annoying most of the time. As well as the massive thing is the Ohio Tier 10 Research Bureau battleship, the Thunder, that is a rare battleship, and John Bart, that is Tier 9 rare battleship, going to get the normal depth charge airstrike range. So no more issues that you have really bad range and you just feel so much underwhelming at some point because of the submarines. Well, as you can able to see, currently in the game, the Ohio has 6 km, which is terrible. Honestly, at Tier 10, it is really, really bad. It's not going to do anything. Thunder also have the same issue, and the John Bart also have really, really horrible ASW range. But finally, they are going to get the normal, this normal Tier 10 battleships, 11 km, and for Tier 9 battleship, it's going to be 10 km, which is awesome. So basically, they are now a normal battleship that can take on these submarines, and that is amazing. The best thing about this ASW changes is Venezia and Yodo, these particular lines, as well as Commonwealth line, like this upcoming Commonwealth line. Let me show you. these are going to get submarine surveillance. These are the airstrike range. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So submarine surveillance consumable. As you can able to see, 5, 6, 7 kilometer for their respective tiers. Venezia and Yoto lines will get this range, and the Commonwealth line will get this range. Slightly better range, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, and 1 kilometer. So for tier 9 and tier 10, they are going to get slightly better, this Commonwealth. But that is submarine surveillance consumable, and we all know that it is only possible in submarines. Now you will be able to use that in cruiser as well, which is amazing. Also, there's one more thing, the consumable of hydrophone that is available on submarine. Now they have changed some of the characteristics that how we can use it. Now obviously we can only able to use this submarine surveillance. If you can able to see here, it's once you use that consumable, it quickly used, and now you can able to see the submarine or any surface ship, whether it's in surface or periscope, for at least 6 seconds. That is really good. Well, it's only going to be a very short time, so no more annoying of pinging when someone is doing that. Like, it used to be so horrible, but now you're only going to have 6 seconds of time frame to do that, which is sort of a nerf to submarines, and I really like it that they have done this thing. Also, but they also given submarines something, that is, submarines will be able to spot ships in range regardless of terrain. So there's not going to be any terrain bound problem. So it will be similar to hydroacoustic and radar. So whether they are behind the island or around the island, well, the hydrophone will be able to detect the ship, and that will help submarine to counter that a lot better. But only 6 seconds of duration that the submarine can able to see. So that's a massive change, to be honest, in a hydrophone consumable for submarines. Also, there is one more problem that submarines constantly face, is the ramming issue. Once the submarine is in the maximum depth, unless you are not using submarine surveillance, well, you probably going to maybe ram a submarine because there is no collision indicator, or other submarine, or you don't have idea where are you at the moment. So what they have done is they're adding a collision warning messages for submarines. So whatever the submarine that is underwater and there is another underwater submarine within 2 kilometers, well, they are able to see this indicator, danger zone, and also we're going to get collision warning, which is really good. And with that said, there are a couple of other changes to the exterior system update. I'm sure if you can go to the WoW's dev blog, you can able to find out what are these changes, but these changes are also awesome. You know, the camouflages now, the expandable camouflages will also going to get their permanent versions, and they have also given the prices for the permanent version, like 6 million, 7 million, or 8 million, and 9 million for different groups of permanent camouflages. Obviously, there are a couple of more things like clan battles and airship escort, which is not that much big thing, but the submarines, honestly, this is sort of a game-changing thing for me. Like, this actually going to help to counter submarines a lot much more better, and especially the cruisers like the Commonwealth cruiser and the Yodo and Venezia. Getting the submarine surveillance will really going to help those pesky submarines to be dealt with. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this video. If you do like it, please comment, subscribe, and like the video, and I will catch you into the next one. Peace out.